So I'm recognizing that sitting in the lobby was kind of toxic. I didn't sit out there a long time, but certainly enough to have a congregation of uh, three people to talk to, two that weren't. I seem to be being used as a hyphenated pitch and bitching post. It's not my paradigm. I'm not a dumb shit. Bring a different offering to be proffering. Okay. you know, but in such a short amount of time, being out of my weld of desire to tell and to keep telling and selling and telling it well, um, that felt toxic. I was getting kind of like, ah, shit, I need to get out of here. Yet I didn't want to put Minnow down because I didn't put his harness back on, and I certainly was not going to wrap his leash around his neck and choke him. So here I am. I'm like, okay, let me find a graceful way to get up, put my knee on my knee rover while I'm holding Minnow because he's coming with me this way. Not putting him down to go over where drunky person is, you know? No, it was messed up. Uh, Leonard is craving observation, and yet I'm not going to be the person to give it that way. I'm not signing up for pity, okay? But I understand what he's doing, being present, is to get observation. I'm not, I'm not there for that, okay? You gotta bring it to me masked, because my ask as a masked, asked, KT, night to the past. Halt, what side are you on? Qua, qui, K. uh, let's see. So that felt toxic. I'm not used to that. And if I think about that, this is why. I go to work. I work largely by myself and with a client, one-on-one. And I've been doing that for 3 years. What else? Well, you see how I spend my free time. And that occupies my sleep also. I have a notebook with me. I write in my sleep often. What else? Yeah, I'm kind of a fine-tuned fiddle. I didn't realize the strength of delivery. It really is a strength of position, and now I can understand and appreciate it. I'm not in that shit very much. Meaning that really was like, eh. It'd be like you giving me giving me a TV because I don't own one, and it's been a long time, but it used to be. I'd go over to Andy's house, and he had a very big TV screen, and a person that doesn't watch TV, you see the commercials, and you're like, I'm just bowled over with bullshit and special effects, okay? I am just can't breathe. Get the bilge out. Make it go away. you know, you're sensitive to it. You're sensitive to God. That is loud noise, stinking bullshit with special skills and effects. Forging godness, snakiness to be at stake. For forging God's sake. Okay. You're not aware to date. So you can make whatever you want on Jesus Christ Estate as long as you guess it with your face and no one can take it to replace. Ha! One of the things I did when I was down there is I got my mail and there was a little catalog. There seems to be a lot of those going out right now, especially with the Black Friday, and I'm like, Black Friday's coming. When is it? So awesome to me. I don't know when that is. So excited. But slipping through it, I'm kind of like, I'm not on this person's mailing list. It's uno unoalavolta.com. No, I know I never signed up for it. I'm flipping through it like I don't even recognize the items, although they tell me it's handcrafted one at a time by artists. And so I'm flipping through it because I still feel that, that's just like good trimming saying something is natural, but a lot of people have disease and they're willing to share it. And that counterfactually is as natural as it gets. Okay. In what you have to lend. You. Okay. So, I kind of look at it with kind of like, oh, is this the new stamping moniker? It used to be oat bran on everything. This box contains oat bran. And then it was like olestra, right? The artificial fat. These potato chips, don't have fat. They have olestra and they make you have gas. Great. Keep that in mind when I'm eating my potato chips with someone else. You better have some too if we're going to be in the same room. Come on, really? Just give me some fucking fat. Some real whole fat. All right? Don't jump in. Have it. Okay? What else? I was flipping through and I saw these little embroidery sewing scissors. And I was looking at them when I ordered my Sublime Stitching book, and she has a Sublime Stitching website. And so she's got several of these cute little scissors that have been forged in France, and they have little motifs like a flower or a stork or a frog or a rabbit. So the image of the icon is worked into the handle. And I looked at them on her website, but you're looking at $100 baseline, and I'm like, you know what? Ironically, my mom a long time ago got me a little embroidery kit with little embroidery scissors, and Mom taught me because she was a seamstress and she did tailor her clothes. She was very proud of them too, proud of them in the sense that she had a nice little shape too, really cute shape, and she was a cheerleader. To her, you ask her, being a cheerleader and being pregnant were the happiest times of her life. Why? Because she got to be in the spotlight. That's not good enough for me. High kicks? That's not good enough. Especially when you're kicking the hyphen. Who's maintaining the ceiling with forgery? So, she bought me a little embroidery scissors, and they're simple as can be. There's no icon in the handle. There's nothing forged in them. There's no gold. I don't think that's even real silver, but they do cut very precisely. So when you're doing embroidery, you want to be able to get into small places like your buttonholes, and and cut very precisely so that you're not leaving threads to kind of fray to the aesthetic eye. You're sewing, you're embroidering to embellish. So Mom got me a little embroidery kit, and I always had a number of scissors, and she expressed to me certain scissors are for paper, certain scissors are for sewing. And you don't mix them up, because if you use your fabric scissors for paper, that's going to dull them. And so, those things were instilled to me as a young person, starting to make my own clothes. And but I thought this was interesting. Now, I threw the rest of the magazine away because I'm not buying anything right now. It is a luxury to take 2 months off of work with no income. So I'm not planning to binge because there's a sale. Basically, I made sure I did plenty of food shopping and got the place clean so it could hang out for 2 months as best it could, and just ride this. till I'm back on my feet. And back on my feet is really just the first gesture, because I've been told it could hurt to start putting weight on it, and that I have to learn to walk heel to toe again, because my tendon is not used to flexing, and I have to just learn it all over again. So anyway, I thought this was interesting, just looking at it. It's I'll read it to you. The light's kind of I purchased two, so this is feedback. I purchased two, one for my sweetheart and one for my granddaughter. Both were very pleased to receive such a unique and quality gift. William. Well, who it's by? It's traditional no-gent forgings and limited quantities available. And then they describe it as much as a needle. A quality pair of scissors is a necessity in any sewing basket. Crafted from carbon steel forgings in Nogent, France. Each pair is polished and sharpened to perfection. The blades are plated with chrome and the handles with pure gold. Just one snip and you'll never accept lesser quality. Each comes with a leather pouch to protect the tips. Let's see, so they have heavy sewing scissors. I have a few pair of Gingers, and they may be made in Germany, I'm not sure, but in America they're known for quality, a step above Fiskars. So I have a couple of Gingers for my regular fabric cutting scissors. Apparently you could get no-gent heavy scissors, finely crafted, edge cut straight lines, making them ideal for quilting and cutting through heavier fabrics or multiple layers. Then the sewing scissors, the smaller blades provide fine precision cutting and trimming and are ideal for curving work and buttonholes. Then of course the embroidery scissors. What caught my eye was, as much as a needle, a quality pair of scissors is a necessity in any sewing basket. So I'm knitting thread with the H-O-U-R, the hour. I thread, and knitting the stage to ask the same for the same hand. To be read. And to be read would be trial balance, to tread as bread, as handed, to give it away. And let's see, what else? So needles, scissors, deadhead, your thread, as your tread, as your bread. Even to belay. Belay is a term for rock climbing. For how I learned how to rock climb, to belay, was with David Olson, who has, his business is Oware. So I've sewn for Oware, O-W-A-R-E, for many years. I've done subcontracting work with him, and he used to work in Outward Bound schools and teach rock climbing, among other things, and he is a friend of Katie that I went to high school with, and we ran track and cross country together. And as I learned belaying with him, you've got this metal contraption, a metal fitting. It's called a friend, and what you do is you wedge it into a rock, a crack, and then it expands, okay? And that is allowing you to run your rope through it. And so when you belay, you've got a person on the ground holding the rope, because belaying is you're going to go back and you're going to fall back and go down the sheer the sheer drop, okay? And I have to say it's very unnerving the first time you do it, because here's your cliffhanger, here's you've got the rope, it's running through your waist gear, and your loops, and metal loops, and it's casting off your friend that you have wedged in the crack, firmly expanded to have your front as your back. And you then proceed, you have to go to this position first, okay? So you've got the cliff edge. Here's you standing at the cliff edge. You have to lean back as if you're prone in bed, or would that be supine? The point is you're laying down flat, and then you belay. You go jump down the face. Okay, so let's see. Anyway, I thought that was interesting, needle, and that I have defined L as the right angle to love with the tang, which is also the knife edge to cut, as well, inscripted for anyone who would desire to be profane. You'll have to fan and fang through my name. Tat. 2 zeros. To think you came through the CHEAROD, deadhead, to road, as the direction now, Nelly, direction out, direction alley, direction nail. Tooth to tail. Otherwise, you don't have anything to tell or sell. And it's certainly not to sell thee, or salt thee to be well, or anyone else. There's no storyline to forecast anymore unless you bring yourself honest to the nail. And honest to the nail, honest to the nailed. LT, a long time, local time. Is it long wave? I'd have to check again, but if I check on my computer, this video might freeze, it might go black, so you can check for yourself. LT. So I'm using dictionary definitions because I believe we write proprioceptively according to our desire, but we're doing it across time. All right? So according to my belief system, I can use current lingo to bend it to be black. Bend it black, be lacked in black. Black to tag again. Where the gain and the tag and the ag, as with the hag, were already bringing the time to proclaim and had an avenue to screw, edit, tooth, the hue, and hand you the head that has been hewed. Here you go. I did it. Great. I'll edit ta, thanks, tag, ag, agriculture and land, again. Thus Proofus came instead of your spoofing. To meddle. Meddle the meta you led with your head. Dow with wart again. Because women need your protection, profane? Because you don't really care? For the air, H-E-I-R, that you speak of, speak toff, speak to do of, but you can't do it. So I suggest you haven't screwed it. And if you haven't screwed it, you should stop screwing. I don't care how much money you have. It's not for real, it's for R-E-E-L, and that's how you got it. By stealing the face of value and making it nail your nailed. Okay? to tour your wealth. And thank you. We were only thinking of you. No, you were thinking of you. That's how you got you by you. And two by two. Blameless to sell as the cast. To stead the Tao well less head. In the same time and through the same impasse. Thiefend. Debt again. It is a bit of a mockery and crockery. If you're going to have a law of the land and have men inflict you with their presence, thief in hand, they need to bring the ego gods, okay? They need to bring the goods. And bring the air, or you are now misunderstood. Who's lending the law of love by being it? And who can receive it, and who can drop kick it through your grill if you think you're going to steal? For real. For the real eel. The water snake. You know. Your water snake is a hater snake, okay? Because he's not lent an H on my plate. He's only read it to date. What else? What else? There's something else I was going to say. See if I think of it. I'll put it on pause for a moment. So I remember what I didn't finish. It is, you've got a society that is backed by the belief in Christ through the male lineage of the male God and through the law, okay? And the law is serving the people under God, but you're casting women in your shame because you don't care to. Anytime you are given time, which you can see what I do every step of the way and what it gives me the shaft, the wet shaft, okay, he has the assay to stayed hyphened. All he has to do is pitch his values back to the past where he first got his money, which is by territorial force for no reason, thiefend, and would be his spur and sperminate consort and contort, thiefend, and what else? Yeah, it's not good enough. It's not good enough, clearly. One of the things that I was speaking with John was that, I think he was reflecting that, I was growing up, when Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, and it didn't occur to me, I thought, it was bad, but people were treating it like a witch hunt, but he's like, now that I'm older, looking back on that, he's like, Clinton was in a position of power. And he's like, I think they should have got rid of him and had Gore take the place. He was expressing that he saw it and felt it differently. Like Monica Lewinsky, her even if she was presentable to be like, yeah, I'll take your cigar and my little my Gap dress, my knit Gap dress, he was still in the position of power. And so, my reply was, at the time, was not interested in politics, didn't give a fig about it, an honest fig, and from this position, I only have to because it's shut in front of me. Pick your choice of what you want to stare at and go to bat with and go to bed with to get that. I expressed that I just was taking it in, But that was interesting too. I'm saying that to give it a wider view was we had a wealth, as they say, to toss money like a drunken sailor, and that time is over. Uh, I think we were living on artificial value. We didn't really there. I think from when my parents were born and then married in the 50s, that there was a bit of I want to say goody two shoes naiveness that you believed in the law, you believed in the good word, you believed in your religion, you believed in doing good work, and that would it's the Horatio alger that's going to provide you, you'll be able to build yourself up by your own bootstraps. And I don't think we put all the passages together to understand that we're standing on a false economy together, and unless we figure it out, we're going to fall more egregiously thief-end, because that's what we have for follow-through. So I want to say looking back, to when I was getting in tuned to media, and Madonna was leading the way for me visually as far as wearing her underwear on the outside. What I liked about her positioning and found very enlightening, even though I was Mormon at the time, is I would hear guys around me all over the place calling her a slut. And I'm like, but you chase ass and you're a slut. So it produced produced a dissonance and a dichotomy and an awareness. So she was at the time very much targeting Catholicism, and it was with strength, and so it wasn't just your tits and ass reality show, okay? it was meant to challenge authority of misuse, misuse. And I also think that was a more of a naiver time, where the party, was the lig, was easy to fig and get on, okay? The party, you got the money, you got the fashion, you got the music, you got the economy, when you heard things that were corrupt, you're kind of like, wow, shit, but you still kept your party torch because you're like, that's just those bullshitters. I don't think that's so much, it's not the feeling tone or the paradigm. I think the paradigm is growing awareness of what works, what doesn't, what's been bullshitting egregiously all its song and dong life. And it is a fall, and you need to start building up, honestly, from the ground up. Hup, not dup. Dupe and dup. So, it's a time of reckoning, and women need to start instilling the boundaries. And if you are going to have a law, it's going to have a female contort that is the shy yield of your spoken for Jesus Christ and God. If you want to get tit-toffed. You got to be the ego that got the egg, OT, overtime. To bet it, to screw it, to give it. To give it the time you invested, okay? To call it yours, as with my tine and thine, tin in the hind. You know what I'm saying? Need a donor to call it honor. With the same DH designated hitter and doctrine of humanities. I think it really needs to be that way to cross, to get across. You need to also seek the same value, and we're quite symbolically asking for the hand to cross. And we're not doing it for theatrics or scripting a part. We're doing it because love is the co-host as the cost, as the CH, as every chapter, okay? As the personal C, the H, C the hydrogen, relate, okay? To cast your jest and guest state, okay? With your tine and your tin and your hind as thine in placed. In jesting, the offal, that's, you know, what passes through your intestines to as refuse to use again. You work with the same honest zero value you ate in, and innate, okay, in the same date at the same time. And I don't see how it can be any other way. The only self-service and serving that you're going to get if it just remains a theory is we can see across from each other, but it's going to wind down and we'll understand that no one honest is fucking. It's only those that want to make shit up for no reason will be the people fucking. Okay? So yeah, I'm not trying to scam your husband or the hand of your husband. I'm trying to provide him the honest hand that you can't do from position thief end. That you married and marred the I, hyphenated. No matter what you do inside your home, your house industries is casting too. Okay? In the economy. Now, if in your forlorn myth of Jesus Christ, if your characters and your cast of characters had all been the ego as the egg to do of zero, innocence in reflection, and only spoke for their desire, as reason in life even, your judge would probably be everyone on the land. First of all, your judge would also be Jesus Christ. And your law is, you would understand how you have it. You would understand the value of it. You would be able and sustain and sus the cane and sustain to keep it that way. You would have follow through. And I'm asking for your husband's hand, literally, to cross. To get across, so ought. And in doing that, you get his back. And he backs your lot with the current as the cure. You rent Toft, the rich person, to share. Share on, pursue, even, through, and handy, Andy, and die. Step, step, H, T, stepped off the two. Among other people in your cast and crew, literal to you, use, to literal to your use. Yeah, it's inevitable, but it can't happen until you know it, Sharon, that I've done well enough to have his hand and that he is ready for it, because if he's still fucked up, I'm going to be like, fucking Sharon, why don't you fucking teach him this? So you got to do your job from your end. I'm not asking for lust for his hand. That should be self-evident with what I've designed and fashioned for myself to receive in, to receive shin, shine, hind, and shin. Okay? You didn't come from love, even if you wanted it to be. You didn't have it in follow through. There's no other way for you to get it back to you. And if Rich wants to do what he wants, and want is defined as reason, as desire in life even, not just whimsical emotions of I want, but I don't know how and I don't want to know how to, that's not ego go odd enough, okay? To stay toft or to share on toft estate. And I always have Sue in the wake that can go either way. I don't know. we wed Sue to the EID, to the feast on your feet. We know which way the pursue is going to go. With the laid egg ego. All right, so I think we have an elemental understanding. Should rest easy. Rest easy. No, I'm just joking. There's no way around that. I'll see what I can do. Okay.